You remember the exact moment. Tuesday, 2:47 p.m. You were sitting at your desk, staring at your screen, cursor blinking, waiting for you to do something, anything, and you realized something that made your stomach drop. You'd stopped trying, months ago, maybe years. And worse, you'd been completely okay with that. That was the moment. The moment you quietly gave up on yourself. Not with drama, not with tears, not with any grand gesture of defeat. Just a quiet Tuesday afternoon realization that you'd surrendered. And you'd been living with that surrender, calling it maturity ever since. So now what? Now that you know, what are you going to do about it? Your morning routine hasn't changed in 3 years. Coffee at 6:47 a.m. Same mug, same amount of sugar. Shower at 7:03. Same soap, same water temperature. Dressed by 7:19. Same rotation of 5 acceptable outfits. Is this stability? Or is this just going through motions you stopped questioning? So long ago you forgot you could question them. When did predictability become the goal? When did comfort become more important than growth? When did you decide that sameness was safer than change? Do you even remember deciding? Or did it just happen while you weren't paying attention? Your job requires exactly 3 things. Show up on time. Do your assigned tasks. Don't cause problems. And you do exactly those 3 things. Not one thing more. Not because you're lazy, but because doing more requires hope. Hope that extra effort leads somewhere. And hope requires believing you're capable of getting there. When did you stop believing that? Was it after the first time you stayed late and no one noticed? The 5th time? The 20th? Your co-worker is still at their desk. It's 6:47 p.m. Everyone else left an hour ago. They're working on something they don't have to work on. Something that won't get them promoted. Won't get them recognized. Won't get them anything except the satisfaction of doing it well. And you feel nothing watching them. Not inspiration, not jealousy, not even curiosity. Just a dim awareness that you used to be like that. Used to care about craftsmanship. Used to believe that doing things well mattered, even when no one was watching. What happened to that version of you? Did they die? Or are they just buried under years of learning that effort doesn't guarantee outcomes? Your bathroom mirror tells a story you pretend not to read. You're heavier now. Not dramatically, just steadily. 23 pounds heavier than 5 years ago. The slow accumulation of days where you chose comfort over discipline, ease over effort, now over later. You see it every morning. How could you not? The way your shirt fits differently, the way you avoid certain angles, the way you've learned exactly which poses hide what you don't want to see. But seeing isn't the same as caring enough to change, is it? Noticing isn't the same as doing something about it, is it? You tell yourself you'll start Monday. You'll work out, eat better. Finally do something about this body that doesn't feel like yours anymore. But Monday comes and you're tired. And Tuesday, you're busy. And Wednesday, you've convinced yourself that fighting your body is pointless because you fought before and always ended up right back here. So why fight? Why go through all that effort just to prove once more that effort doesn't change anything? Better to accept this, make peace with this, call it body positivity, when really it's just giving up with better marketing. But is acceptance always wisdom? Or is it sometimes just exhaustion pretending to be enlightenment? Your friendships have become shallow. When did that happen? When did surface replace depth? When did performance replace presence? Someone tries to get close, asks how you're really doing. Not the social version, the truth version. And you deflect. You joke. You change the subject. You give them the approved answer that means nothing and reveals less. Why? Because real answers require vulnerability. And vulnerability requires trusting they won't use your truth against you. And trust requires believing you're worth knowing, even at your worst. And you don't believe that anymore, do you? So you keep everyone at arm's length. Share enough to seem open, but not enough to actually be known. And slowly, inevitably, they drift away. Not with confrontation, not with drama. They just stop reaching out. Stop inviting you. Stop bothering with someone who clearly doesn't want to be bothered. And when they're gone, you tell yourself it's natural. People grow apart. Relationships end. That's just life. But is it? Or did you push them away by refusing to let them in? Did you choose loneliness and call it independence? Someone asks about your dreams. Those big things you used to talk about. Those goals that used to light you up just imagining them. What happened to those dreams? Where did they go? When did you stop talking about them? Was it gradual? Or did you wake up one day and realize you'd stopped believing you could achieve them? You laugh when they ask. Make it seem like dreams are naive, childish, something you matured past. But you didn't mature past dreams. You gave up on yours. Gave up on the belief that you were capable of achieving anything beyond what you currently have. And that's not growth, is it? That's surrender wearing wisdom's clothing. Here's what actually happened. You know this in that part of yourself that sees clearly even when you're lying to everyone else. You tried, multiple times, different approaches, different strategies. You tried hard, you tried long, you tried with everything you had, and it didn't work out the way you hoped. Maybe you failed completely, maybe you succeeded, but it wasn't what you imagined. Maybe you got exactly what you wanted and realized it wasn't what you needed. Whatever happened, the result was the same. You got hurt, disappointed, disillusioned. And pain teaches, doesn't it? It taught you that trying leads to hurting, that hoping leads to disappointment, that reaching leads to falling. So you learned, you adapted, you protected yourself the only way you knew how. By surrendering, by accepting, by lowering your expectations until they were so low that disappointment became impossible. And you called it wisdom, called it maturity, called it finally understanding how the world works. But wisdom doesn't give up, does it? Maturity doesn't surrender, does it? Understanding doesn't mean accepting defeat, does it? What you call wisdom is just fear wearing philosophical clothing. What you call maturity is exhaustion, pretending to be enlightenment. What you call understanding is resignation, masquerading as acceptance. You gave up, quietly, on a Tuesday at 2:47 p.m., while doing something ordinary. And you've been living with that surrender ever since, building a life around it, making choices that protect it, telling stories that justify it. But underneath all the justifications, you know the truth, don't you? You didn't give up because trying doesn't work. You gave up because trying is hard and you got tired. You didn't give up because you're content. You gave up because wanting more means risking disappointment. You didn't give up because you're realistic. You gave up because you're scared. Scared of failing again. Scared of hoping again. Scared of being vulnerable to disappointment again. So you chose safety over possibility, comfort over growth, the predictable mediocrity of not trying over the uncertain possibility of more. And that choice compounds, doesn't it? Day after day, week after week, until you wake up and realize you've built an entire life around not trying. A life that's safe, predictable, completely devoid of anything resembling actual living. And you don't even hate it, do you? You've become so numb to what life could be that what life is feels acceptable. Not good, not fulfilling, not meaningful, just acceptable. Just enough, just barely better than not existing. Is that really what you want? 20 more years of this? 30? 40? Going through motions? Protecting yourself from disappointment by protecting yourself from hope? Because that's where this leads. Not to dramatic collapse, not to obvious failure, but to slow erosion of everything that makes life worth living. Until you're old and looking back and realizing you didn't actually live, did you? You just maintained, just survived, just waited for death while calling it life. But here's what you need to understand. Are you listening? Really listening? You're not broken. You're not incapable. You're not doomed to this forever. You're just tired, scared, hurt from trying before. And tired people can rest, can't they? Then try again, can't they? Scared people can feel the fear and act anyway, can't they? Hurt people can heal and risk being hurt again, can't they? The question isn't, can you start trying again? You can. The question is, will you? Will you risk disappointment? Will you face failure? Will you be vulnerable to hope again? Or will you stay here? In this safe, comfortable, completely meaningless existence you've built around not trying. Because staying is a choice, just like trying is a choice, and you're making one right now. So what's it going to be? Trying again looks different than you think. Not the fantasy version, the real version. You start small, embarrassingly small, so small it barely counts. One push-up, just one. Not a workout, not a transformation, just one single push-up, when you don't have to do any. Why does that matter? Because doing one push-up, when you don't have to, is trying. And trying is what you gave up on. It's not about the push-up, is it? It's about proving to yourself that you can still try, that the capacity for effort hasn't completely died. Tomorrow maybe you do 2, or 1, or none. Doesn't matter. What matters is you tried today, and trying today is enough for today. Maybe it's reaching out to someone, not for deep conversation, just to say something real, something true, something that isn't performance. Why does that matter? Because being real when it's easier to perform is trying. Maybe it's staying 5 extra minutes to do something better than required, not for recognition, just because you decided to care. Why does that matter? Because caring when you don't have to is trying, and trying is what you surrendered. These seem like nothing, don't they? Too small to count, too insignificant to matter. But that's the point. You gave up quietly. On an ordinary Tuesday, you come back the same way, quietly, doing something small. And what happens when you start trying again? The first day feels stupid, pointless, like you're doing something that doesn't matter and won't change anything. The second day feels the same, and the third, and the fourth. But somewhere around day 5 or 6, something shifts. Not in your circumstances, in how you see yourself. You start seeing yourself as someone who tries, not someone who used to, not someone who might someday, someone who tries, now, today. And that shift changes everything, doesn't it? Because once you see yourself as someone who tries, you make different choices. You show up differently. You relate to yourself differently. You're not someone who gave up anymore. You're someone who's trying. And those are completely different people, aren't they? The person who gave up wants comfort, safety, nothing that risks disappointment. The person who tries wants growth, challenge, possibility, even with risk. And try by small try, you become the second person. You stop being someone resigned to mediocrity and start being someone reaching for more. Not perfectly, not dramatically, not in ways anyone else notices, but undeniably, unmistakably, trying. And trying is living, isn't it? And living is what you gave up on, isn't it? And giving up on living while you're still breathing is the saddest waste there is, isn't it? So what's it going to be? Stay given up? Keep calling it wisdom when it's fear? Keep pretending acceptance when it's surrender? Or try, small, quiet, barely noticeable to anyone but you. One push-up, one real word, one moment of caring when you don't have to. That's all it takes to stop being someone who gave up and start being someone who's trying. You remember the moment you gave up. Tuesday, 2:47 p.m., sitting at your desk. Quiet realization. This is the moment you start trying again. Right now, this second. Not with promises, not with plans, not with grand visions. Just one small try. Today. Now. That's how you take yourself back. One quiet try at a time. You're not broken, just tired. Rest is over. Time to try again. Small, quiet, but undeniably trying. That's how you stop giving up and start living. One small try at a time. The question is, are you going to do it? Or are you going to keep reading about trying without actually trying? Because one of those is still giving up, and one of those is taking yourself back. Choose carefully. You remember when you gave up. This could be when you choose differently. One small try. Now. What's it going to be?